there. I'm Amy Connell. Welcome to Graced Health, the podcast for women who want simple and grace-filled ways to take care of themselves and enjoy a little chocolate in the process. I'm a certified personal trainer and nutrition coach who wants you to know your eating, movement, and body. You don't have to be perfect. You just need to be able to do what you are called to do. We are wrapping up a series called Ask the Trainer, where I answer questions you may have about your eating, movement, and how they work together in about 5 minutes. Today's question is, will caffeine help my workout? I want to start by recognizing that supplementation for enhancements during or before you work out there's a lot of information out there. It can get a little muddy, and I'm kind of trying to dance around that issue a little bit because most of the stuff in the lab has not really been proven to have any much more than moderate benefits. And in fact, a lot of them are, obviously there are some that are banned. There are some that claim to have benefits. And so I want to give you the information that was, that I learned during my nutrition coaching certification. The one enhancement that I think is probably the best one to lean into is caffeine. Yes, it can actually help a workout, but I want you to be aware of a couple things before you get going on that. So the deal with caffeine is it can work synergistically with exercise to increase your energy expenditure, so how hard you work, and fat oxidation. When you are working at moderate levels for a long period of time, you are utilizing your fat as an energy source. So that's what that means. It's working with how hard you're working and what your energy source is. The studies have shown that active, healthy adults who consumed a moderate dose of caffeine, which is 3 milligrams per kilogram, and I'm going to go through the math with you in a second, 90 minutes before an hour of moderate intensity exercise, and then 30 minutes post-exercise, reduced in significantly higher energy expenditure and fat oxidation. For those who consumed it 30 minutes post-exercise, fewer calories were consumed 2 hours later compared to a meal consumed after an exercise exercise bout, but without caffeine ingestion. So 3 milligrams per kilogram. Okay, sorry guys, for those of you listening outside of the States, we don't do kilograms very well. We just do pounds. So I'm going to go through this in pounds. So I am about 145 pounds, depending on the day. If I divide that by 2.2, that converts my pounds to kilograms. That takes me to about 65 kilograms. Now, if I multiply that times 3, which is the 3 milligrams per kilogram, then that is 197 milligrams. So that is about 2 cups of coffee. A cup of coffee is about 100 milligrams. So that is the amount. So basically 2 cups of coffee consumed 90 minutes before working out an hour can help. It can also have it can give you a decreased sense of effort associated with that exercise and an increase in physical performance. So you can actually feel like you're working harder, and or you can work harder, but maybe not necessarily feel like you are. Now, keep in mind that adult intake of caffeine is the recommended is really no more than 400 to 500 milligrams per day. Those are safe in healthy individuals. So if you get up and you have a couple cups of coffee and then you have more, then you're going to be really kind of getting into that 400 milligrams. So just kind of be aware of what that is. The other thing that I do want to mention, because I do work a lot with teenagers and I love that some of them listen to this podcast, is the American Medical Association recommends that teenagers limit their daily intake of caffeine to 100 milligrams a day, which is 1 cup of coffee. And also keep in mind that the half-life of caffeine is 5 to 6 hours. So if you have a cup of coffee say at 4 p.m. when you might be feeling, a little lull, then you're still going to have 50 milligrams of caffeine in your body up to 9 o'clock. So if you have trouble sleeping, that's a whole nother thing. But anyway, just be aware that half-life does stay with you. So caffeine, yes, it can help you work out. It can help you work harder and not feel like you are working as much, but keep in mind it is a drug and your body does get dependent on it. So don't use that every time you work out. Maybe just save it for the really special ones. Also, side note, it is a diuretic and caffeine does different things to different bodies. So without getting into too much information, just keep in mind your bathroom runs. Those are going to have an impact too. So make sure that you time everything well. Don't try it out the first time you have a big game or a big event or something like that. Hey, thank you to those who have rated and reviewed the show. That means a lot. I really appreciate it. And that is all for today. Go out there and have a great day.